Okay. So, first of all, who am I? I'm the founder and CEO of Talkpush. I come from a practitioner's background because I've done a lot of interviewing and a lot of recruitment myself. I'm a lover of bots in the sense that I got into this space wanting to work in AI because I read science fiction and I'm excited about the space of augmentation. And for the last few weeks, I'm also a podcaster, and I don't have the ambition of ever, throwing shade and being real competition for the likes of Chad, who we're going to hear later. But it's my new podcast. I'm very, very happy with it. It's an opportunity for me to talk to people who are working in high volume recruitment, and so you can check it out. It's called the Recruitment Hackers Podcast. And if you'd like to connect with me personally, you know where to find me. I'm on LinkedIn. A word about Talkpush. Talkpush is a company that I started almost 6 years ago now. And what we're focused on is making it very easy for candidates to connect with employers. We believe that basically every hire should start with a good conversation, not a resume, not a long form, an actual conversation where you can hear the voice of the candidate, where the candidate starts to take a personality. And our technology is very much geared towards that. The company, and this is my last slide on Talkpush, afterwards I'll move into the tech. But a word about who we are. We've been effective in creating a space for us in the high volume recruitment space, working with large employers, a few of which you've heard from today. And we're in a very envious position to have a lot of data, more data than a lot of companies, maybe more data than any companies in the space of automated recruitment, with 12 million conversations happening every year on Talkpush with candidates. And that number is increasing rapidly. We've had a threefold increase in the last 4 months due to the pandemic and all this activity, all these people looking for work. All of this conversation is then captured in data, which allows us to get a little bit smarter and to build smarter AI month after month. We've got 45,000 intents that are recognized by our natural language processing. And yeah, we already schedule over 2 million interviews every year. So at that pace, we feel like we can have a real impact on the recovery and the return to work post-pandemic, and we're excited about what's coming over the next few weeks. But let me get to the heart of the topic. 5 ways to use video in remote recruiting. That's what I'm going to present, and I'm going to follow this presentation step by step to walk you through the typical candidate journey from the moment where they first talk to you as an employer to the moment where you're actually interviewing with them and then maybe onboarding them. So let's start. At the beginning, what do we want to do? You want to create a connection with the candidate, make them feel welcome, and make them feel like this is a real opportunity. The technology that we're using to host this current events that we're in right now, the one that you're logging in now, is actually quite perfect for this type of environment. And you can easily imagine how you could reassure hundreds of applicants by organizing a similar event to the one we're having now in the context of recruitment. To talk a little bit further on this, one of the conversations I've had with the talent acquisition teams is what they miss is the sort of real factor of, is this a real opportunity? And the candidates are wondering, they click on an ad, they do an assessment, maybe they talk to one recruiter, but they still don't feel like this is a real opportunity. They have a hard time connecting getting a full picture. And with a video virtual hiring fair where you have multiple people interacting like we do today, you have this feeling of realness, this connectedness that you do not get on a one-on-one video call. So you've got an immediate benefit there. Beyond that, I've also heard that talent acquisition professionals are using these group interviews to identify who might be a really good leader in the group interview. You have 10 people on a video call, and there's one person who's asking the smart question, who's engaged, and immediately you know who you're going to focus your efforts on. This method of interacting with crowds seems to be extremely effective for more junior hires, graduate hires, and you can imagine using this format if you're doing a career fair specifically for university students, and you could create breakout sessions like that are supported on this platform, and have one recruiter who will talk about, compensation, another one about career progression, another one about the hiring process, etc., so that the graduates and the students can go straight to the answers that they want, and you can have smaller breakout rooms with 10 people who can interact, which you cannot really have in a big group of 200 or 300 people at a time. So really great way to leverage video at the front of the funnel. Now, once they're ready to apply, they said, okay, I like this company, I might be interested. The next thing that happens is they're going to go start looking at your job ads, at your job listing. So when they're ready to apply for a job, here's a really cool way of using video, which you may not have seen before. I'm going to click on this page, and it's going to take us to this job ad, this is an ad for a job at my company, at Talkpush. And you can see there's a little video at the bottom right corner, which immediately catches the eye. And actually, it's a video of me, but pretend it's someone else, because I'm going to apply for a job and I'm going to talk to myself. So you click here, and boom. Hi, if you're watching this video, that means you're applying for a business manager role at Talkpush, or at least considering it. My name is Max Armbruster. I'm the CEO of Talkpush. And for this role, what we're looking for is someone who's got experience doing complex solutions selling. Blah, blah, blah. Building custom-built solutions. Okay, great. Take me to the job. I'm ready. Go. So with just a few seconds of interaction, you can see that I've already been able to distinguish myself from the majority of ads you would get in the market, because you can interact, you can see the person who you're going to be working with, and with a few seconds of video, this becomes a lot more real to the candidates, to the job seeker. So I think a nice UX that can work well in any format and add a human element to the candidate journey. Okay, step number 3. Step number 3 is pre-screening. And this one I'm not going to spend too much time on, because it's been around for 15 years. People have been using video interviewing for a long time, starting out with HireVue 2 decades ago almost, and doing these automated video interviews where there's a sequence of questions that is being asked to the candidate in order to pre-screen them. What's cool about this technology now is that you don't have to install an app on your phone. You can do it all through messaging, and this is what is being illustrated in the video I'm showing you here. You can program it to go through a chatbot, which will collect the video submissions directly on WhatsApp or Messenger. So you have a much higher completion rate than before. And of course, you can set up some rules so that the candidates get moved to the next step automatically. So step number 3, done, pre-screening. Step number 4, what are we going to do? And how are we going to use video now once the candidate is shortlisted? All right, so you've done the pre-screening on the video that we saw before. You answered a few questions. Maybe you said, you answered quite some knockout questions like, I've got sales experience, I'm in your vicinity, etc. And immediately, the software, the application form tells you, what does it tell you? This is what we'll see now. Boom, immediately it recognizes you've passed the test. Wow, that was great. You've got everything I'm looking for the business manager role. Relevant industry experience, seems like a great attitude, and I personally cannot wait to get to know you better and to tell you more about me. So, faster. 20 minutes, schedule time with me, with your calendar, and we'll be able to have a... Okay, so So now you've got another level of connection. Initially, we just saw the hiring manager, which was me, say, this is what I'm looking for the job. And now I'm already saying, I want to meet you. I'm very excited. And you can immediately select a time on my calendar and book a time with me so that we can talk in person over the coming days. So that makes me feel like I've been listened to, even though there's been no human interaction so far. We've already had, as you've seen, multiple videos. The first video where I felt the company was real, then here an opportunity to see the hiring manager, and then right after that, this video with the congratulations from the hiring manager who says, you're exactly who I'm looking for. So I feel very compelled already. And I feel like this job is, this is an opportunity that's mine to lose at this point. Okay, and now we get to the final stage. And I think in the recruitment, in the battle for talents today, the battle for talent has shifted. And it used to be a race for who gets the resume first. That was, back in the old days, it was very hard to get resumes. People would fight for resumes. Now we have more resumes that we know what to do with, and the battle shifted a little bit. I think a few years back, it was who would call the candidate first, who would be the first to call the candidate back. Calling people on the phone is kind of an outdated practice. Many millennials don't actually pick up the phone if they don't recognize the phone number, and are much more comfortable interacting digitally, either through Messenger or through messaging or through text or through the web. So I think the battle has shifted to who gets a phone call first to who gets a video call first. Especially during the pandemic, everybody's on it. So how do you get to the video call as fast as possible? This is what we've been thinking about at Talkpush, and we've been working on leveraging video conferencing and video call technology in order to make that happen. And this is what we came up with. And I'm showing this for the first time today. Fingers crossed, it's going to work. We're here at the same step where I left you last time. The candidate has been shortlisted, and now it's time to move to the next round. We're giving the candidate these two options. You can schedule your call later, or you can talk to somebody now. Obviously, you're not going to talk to somebody now unless there's somebody available. So this technology is only worthwhile if you have people who are ready to pick up the phone. But if you've done your work correctly and you've made sure that only the good candidates get to this point in the process, you should be very excited to talk to them and ready to put a recruiter on a video call with them immediately. This is what we have here. This is the scenario. So now I click here. It tells me, okay, it's matching me with the recruiter. Great. It found a recruiter, Ivana. I'm going to click Start Interview. And this is where I cross my fingers that Carolina will pick up the phone. It's working. Hello.
Okay.
Hi there.
Business manager role. I will begin by asking you a few questions. Let me know when you're ready.
Thank you, Caro. We don't have to play the game. We're amongst friends here. Thank you very much for picking up the call. So you'll have to believe us, but Carolina is actually using the Talkpush CRM right now and picking up this video call directly from the Talkpush CRM platform. I don't know too many software which allow for that immediacy. Normally, you end up going on Microsoft Teams or some other solution in order to do those video calls. Here, we're saying the ATS is where, or the CRM in our case, whatever you call it, this is where that video call is happening. Everything recorded, everything in the box, and everything real time. Okay, thank you, Carol.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, and that was that. So where am I now? Very good. So that was my presentation. Let me see if I've got one more slide. Oh yeah, I'll show you one more slide, and then we'll move on to the panel discussion. Final slide here is my call to action, because I wouldn't be in recruitment marketing if I didn't have a call to action with everything I show. My call to action for you, if you're interested, is go talk to, and if you're on WhatsApp, go talk to Keanu. We have an intelligent chatbot that knows how to talk about our technology better than we can ourselves. And if you have a QR code scanner with your mobile phone, I invite you to scan this image right here. It will initiate a conversation with our WhatsApp bot, Keanu. And from there, you can ask Keanu all kinds of questions. I'll show you a little bit what Keanu talks about. Yeah, you'll have the opportunity to interact with a chatbot, which can give you all kinds of cool ideas and tips and videos and a link to my podcast, amongst other things. So have at it. And yeah, that concludes my presentation. Thank you all for logging in. And now we're moving to the final part of our event, which is the panel discussion. And I seek help at this point to initiate the process. We go to the expo hall, I believe. Am I right? Expo hall, yeah, I think, or no. Sessions tab. We go to the Sessions tab. Sorry, we go to the Sessions tab, and here we will have the panel discussion.